we can't ignore the things in our thoughts, because if you suppress them, eventually they just gonna explode, right? So what can we do to prevent those things? It's about protecting our community. It's about being having character. It's about being a good role model. It's about holding your morals. If a man has character, I take that person over a man who's big and muscular any day. Seriously. All right, this is a real one today that I want to get to, and it's based about how men dealing with our own personal issues and emotions and stuff like that, and just in general how society has pushed us where it make us feel like we're not able to express how we feel, not able to just take it on the chin as that's what it is to be a man, right? And in some accordance, that could be a fair approach in some way of like what a man should just not be emotional in few situations when it comes to like providing things like that. But again, though, we as men in general are dealing with things, and because we suppress them, we have things where people lash out. We have things where men get into violence or they cause harm to themselves and things like that. And it's because we avoid the inner voice in us that's telling us, hey, something's not right and it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? I really do believe that there should be a balance with that, and that we should be real with ourselves, personally with ourselves, real with ourselves, and say, hey, I do need some help. I do need somebody I could talk to, get some advice. I do need a health man fellowship to where I could talk to another guy to be able to where he relates to what my problems is, and so on, right? Getting some professional help, whether it's therapist or able to write in your journal, take breaks, mental breaks, and different things like that. With how things are now in today's society, a lot of times, man, as providers, especially if you have a significant other or kids, you gotta work like two jobs, and not knocking the wife or the significant other, girlfriend or whoever the case might be that you in a relationship with. They're working hard too, but it's a lot of pressure on the man because it's kind of like built in an identity of what it means to be a man, right? And that's cool and all, but come on, man, come on, bro, come on. We're just gonna just sit here and be like, yeah, they just we're just gonna forget about them, forget about the man. W- We go through things too. You know what I'm saying? We don't have cycles, but we go through things. But it comes with its price and territory, right? We want to have resiliency, we want to have all that, but again, it should be a balance. We can't ignore the things in our thoughts, because if you suppress them, eventually they just gonna explode, right? So what can we do to prevent those things? Some of the things I do, me personally, is I like to go on walks. It's been a while since I went on walks because it's freaking cold outside, man. During winter. It's now getting to springtime, so I definitely gonna be spending more time outside. But one of the things I love doing is getting outside, seeing a lot of greenery, being around trees, getting fresh air. If you're in the city, maybe you don't have that type of luxury, but you still can get outside, get some fresh air. Another thing, journaling. I got into poetry, writing, journaling, making music, and it helped a lot because it was kind of like my own personal diary in a way of how I was doing poems and stuff. And that helped me a lot too, writing my thoughts and how I felt on a piece of paper, and kind of helped bled through that with the ink. So, those are some of my personal things I do. I like to spend time talking to God, doing those things. I'm not very active as far as telling people my whole, relationship about how God is. But, recently I feel like, all right, I think it'd be cool to like let people know like why I've been such a guy who's very humble and very balanced in a way of in my perspectives and wisdom, because a lot of time in my, especially in my early youth, I chased after God, and pretty much just like following his voice and like just being a servant in a way of like into the world. Not in no religious type stuff, but more so like, how can I use my voice? God can use me and my gifts and be a servant to the world. And this is one of my gifts. This is one of my gifts that has been put on me, and yeah, that's what I do. So I wanted to really exercise that, and yeah. So I think that men, we're figuring out. We are figuring these things out. A lot of things are new. We have the social medias now. Granted, we're mindful. Like, we're 20 years in, where it's just now starting to develop, and we are starting to understand the internet more. You know what I'm saying? Because 20 years back, it wasn't like this. The internet has grown so fast, and because we see so much stuff going on, information get thrown at us, whether it's good or bad. We've learned to decipher what is healthy for quote unquote masculine, right? I seen this thing where it's kind of floating around about alphas, and some people say that doesn't exist. That never was a type of thing growing up in the household. No one really came up with the name alpha. That never exists back then. That now has become a term on the internet, right? And that's true. Like, there's just so much stuff that we have to decipher what's bullshit and what's not. And we also, just as a man community, we just gotta keep building a stronger community online, because this could be a tool that can help us. um, I know that seeing communities where men are in groups and we're talking about healthier things, not toxic stuff about like forget women and all that red pill shit. I'm talking about like actually really, like, excuse my language, like actually really saying, hey, let's progress as men. Let's actually be thoughtful about how we feeling and how we deal with it the right way. Because, you know, as men, we should be able to internalize how we feel and deal with it accordingly, right? That's a difference. That's what makes us men. It's able to like not only provide, but to oversee an objective, oversee an emotion, oversee these things, see how to deal with it and deal with it internally or externally, deal with those things in accordance on how we move. Having character, you know, having solitude, being solid on our morals and things like that. And you're not gonna be perfect. No, none of us are perfect. No man on this earth is perfect. No man. I don't care who you are. We're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes and we do stuff that we look back and we regret. But that's a learning process. It's a learning journey. It's something that we have to like take that and say, all right, this is new wisdom. Let's not commit to these things again, or let's not stumble into things that have got me trapped before. Let's learn from these, and then let me share these experience so that way other young men and other men that's my age or older, and share these, so that way we all can connect and advance and continue to build. Because we got greater forces out there that are trying to they try to keep men down. And I'm not talking about women. I'm just talking about a greater force outside, right? The greater force outside that is trying to suppress how man is supposed to be. As far as good characters, good role models. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot of those out there, but it's not shown online. Why? Because it's suppressed. All the negative things are shown. All the negative things are shown. And that's what they want to push. But again, man, we have so many good role models. We have so many good men. They are not perfect, but they make their attentions to do right and show good things of how we can carry ourselves as men. And we should applaud each one of those guys who are doing the good things, right? They are doing the good things. Because, like I said, negativity talks louder than positivity. And I believe that us as men, one of our strengths is we're super resilient. It's hard to kill us off. It's hard. It's hard to kill a man off when he has visions and purpose and driven. and he has something to fight for. It's hard to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I really totally believe in just in the society of who we are as men. I really do believe that there's better and there's good into this world. There's more of it, but it's just not shown. And I didn't want to be a hypocrite myself and call out all the negativity and stuff, but then don't want to put out positive things. So I made it my mission to really make videos like this and start using my voice to give good quality perspectives. That way, young man's people my age and even older can take something and also share on my page and me read things and hear stories. You know, I want to hear stories about people who are making their lives better, men who making their lives better. You know what I'm saying? Even females, man. Like this channel is welcome to everybody, but I think this was just kind of pulling my heart because I seen a couple topics about masculinity, alpha males, and all this stuff. You know, at the end of the day, it's about a few things. It's about protecting our community. It's about being having character. It's about being a good role model. It's about holding your morals to society and things like that. You know, I feel like if you have those things, you're a pretty solid dude, man. Seriously. And you don't have to be all big, muscular, and like and this. Oh, I'm better than you. Like that's not what a man really is. That's competition insecurities in some format, right? But that's really not what it means to really be a man. If a man has character, I take that person over a man who's big and muscular any day. Seriously, that's a bar. Hope you guys enjoy this, man. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to this channel. I make content like this on this channel right here where I talk about my perspectives and there's things about life and just really a cool, chill dude who wants to build and be involved with a great society of men who and women who wants to think on a higher purpose. See y'all in the next one. Peace.